Well, hello, my name is Dr. Becky, and today we're going to talk about all the different types of diets that are out there and how to make it less confusing for you. I know there's a lot of information, and people oftentimes will be like, I don't know where to start. I don't know what diet to do. I don't know what diet is best for me because, again, one size does not fit all. Enter the AO scan, which again is whispering everything that your body is asking for. You just kind of need to understand the hidden language. So again, it's a form of communication. If you're not super positive or really good about muscle testing or understanding how to communicate with your nervous system, this is where the scanner comes into play. Until you can develop that intuitiveness, then you're going to know stuff before you even run a scan. So for those who watched my live the other day in the Facebook group I have, the Dr. Becky Quantum Healing, I kind of talked a little bit about this, but I want to dive a little bit further into, all the different types of diets. So we've got low histamine, low oxalate. We've got Sibo diets, paleo, autoimmune paleo, keto, carnivore, and all the different variations in between. We've got Mediterranean, there's low sulfur, there's fasting, there's GAPS, there's FODMAP, there's SCD. There's so many different diets. How do you know what you need? So what I usually have people do, anyone that comes into our practice, most people are unfamiliar with eating properly and the different types of foods that can create inflammation. Because again, something that might be healthy for someone like spinach could be deadly for someone else who's dealing with oxalate issues. So to keep the overwhelm out, what we usually have people do is just start a basic semi-elimination diet. I really hate to call it elimination. I really hate to call it diets because diets is just a label and we don't like labels. It's more about understanding what your body needs and giving it what it's craving. So the big culprits are usually going to be gluten, dairy, corn, soy, and then sugar. So if we can just, from a basic standpoint, start eliminating crap, is what I like to call it, things that are processed, things that are full of sugar, things that are fake, things that are in a can or a box, items where you can't pronounce half the ingredients in it. Those things need to go. So thinking about eating closer to the natural earth, fruits, vegetables, grass-fed beef, organic chicken, things like that. So you want to try to eat kind of like our ancestors ate, which is where paleo came from, the Paleolithic diet. The next level up for people who are super toxic and super inflammatory is usually the autoimmune paleo, which works. It's what I did for many years, but then actually ran into a whole other problem. The autoimmune paleo diet is way more restrictive. They're cutting out lots of extra items. The issue with a lot of these diets is once you're healed, sometimes people are afraid to go back into the normal natural world and go back to introducing food and eating again. And I was one of those people. I was on autoimmune paleo for so many years. And then when I was well, I didn't want to go off of it because I felt so good and I was afraid. So fear, I was afraid of eating foods that would potentially make me worse or make me sick or make me flare or make me spiral backwards to where I was. So I get it. There's this whole level of fear, which is a whole other problem that can keep you hostage and keep you from going out to dinner because you don't have control over the food that you're eating and how it's prepared, or you avoid social outings, picnics, because you can't control the food that you're eating. So a lot of times, I used to eat before I would go, or I would take food with me. I mean, who wants to live like that? So I'm so glad that I have the AO scan because now it's giving us data at this moment of what it is that you need. So a lot of times, my husband and I, when we go out to eat, we'll actually scan before we eat just to see like, oh, do I need salmon today? Or do I need beef? Do I need iron? Or, we'll scan throughout the day and, oh, I think I ate too many bananas. That's why bananas are coming up. Or, looking at things like, do I need to avoid it or do I need it? So when you're running, now obviously I have the enhanced view, but typically with food sensitivities, You just want to look at the classic view. You're looking for things that are double red and then asking the questions. Is this something that I need? So like wheat. Maybe this client had corn or rice. Maybe there's some byproduct frequencies pulling up for wheat that are oftentimes found in those foods. But again, start asking the questions. Do I need it? Do I not need it? What is the pattern that I am looking at? And for people who've done a lot of my classes and trainings, again, we're not looking at one single item. One single item means nothing to me. You need to look at things in groups and pairs. So again, what do I mean by that? Just in this category alone here in seeds, there are an awful lot of things coming up. So we've got chia, we've got sesame, sunflower, we've got rapeseed. So it's, again, start asking the questions. Do you need these things, or do you need to take them out of your diet? What are the patterns that you're starting to see? So I'm going to just go back here to enhanced view, just because it's easier on my eyes. But again, looking at things that are double red, that's kind of where you want to start. So let's say you might be suspecting that there's histamine issues going on because you're seeing a lot of the high histamine foods like the avocados or the bananas or a lot of your citrus. If you're suspecting that, start looking. So dairy is another thing. If you see a lot of items showing up in the dairy category, it could be that you've got issues with histamine. Come down here further, you'll start looking at some of these. So we've got avocado and banana. They're going to be high histamine foods. So maybe we do need to get rid of some histamines for a little bit. We've got nectarine showing up here. We've got orange. Let's see, what else do we have showing up here? We've got yeast. So now I'm thinking there might be some oxalate issues or Sibo issues. And then we just kind of keep going and doing that further down the rest of the scans. A lot of seafoods, depending on what's coming up, could be maybe you need some omega-3s or maybe you have too much histamine. If that's the case, then you want to go down a little further in your scans. You could start looking at some liver markers. You could look at MTHFR. You could look at IgE, which is going to be for mast cell, and then basophils. You can look and see if there's a magnesium deficiency. All those things are going to kind of point you in the direction of, hey, I probably need to take out some histamines and do a low histamine diet and then address the reason why. Is it something going on in the gut? Is it something going on with my liver? Because methylation is going to help to break down that histamine. Low oxalate. How do I know I need a low oxalate diet? Well, number one, you're going to see a lot of markers showing up in the kidneys. So if you come down to the kidney section here, wow, look at all these minerals. So yeah, minerals, we need to look at that. Person's probably super stressed. And then let's go down to kidneys. So kidneys don't look too bad, but I will say one thing. Uric acid, a lot of times when I see that come up, sometimes that correlates with the oxalates. And then a lot of times in the database, you'll see another reference to oxalate acid. I don't know that the scanner can actually determine between uric acid and oxalates. So that would be a red flag right there. We can also look and see if there's candida, yeast, and fungus showing up, which I know when I said earlier in the foods, there was a yeast that had come up. And there are quite a few funguses here, a little bit more than what I'm comfortable with. So again, I'm suspecting that there might be oxalates. Oxalates and histamines kind of go hand in hand. So again, you need to kind of go and do some more detective work. Aspergillus would be something else to look at and see if that's coming up for oxalates, as well as just symptoms. Are you having a lot of pain? Do you get a lot of muscle pain, bone pain? That can usually be indicated of just increased inflammation. Take out nightshades for a little bit. That's another issue. Nightshades and oxalates if you're having bone pain, muscle pain, joint pain. And just see how you feel. Spinach would be a food, and then sweet potatoes. Those are the two biggest culprits. So again, something that you think you're eating that is super healthy is actually making it worse. So let's come down to vegetables here and see what's going on. So that looks like cabbage, cauliflower. Looks like we need some gallbladder-friendly foods. So that would kind of go hand in hand with the liver. Sweet potatoes did not come up, spinach did not come up. So again, you can kind of determine with diving further into some of the markers. And again, this is just a crash course. I have way more of this in my training. I have a certified bioenergetic practitioner that goes through, I believe there's 5 different courses. It takes you from start to finish on how to navigate through the reports and gives you more in-depth information on all the different foods so that you can sit there and connect the dots with your reports. Sibo, why would I need a Sibo diet? Well, we could look and see if strep is showing up. So we're going to go down to bacteria. And quite a few liver and gallbladder markers showing up there too. So I'm still thinking histamine. Let's see, strep. Yep, and we've got strep showing up. So there might be a high likelihood of Sibo. So again, maybe we need a Sibo diet. But again, if you've listened to me talk over and over, you need to find the root cause of why that is happening. Why is there too much food sitting rotting in the gut and fermenting? Well, possibly it's because we have low stomach acid and we don't have enough digestive enzymes, again, back to those basic foundations to push the food through. So you could do a Sibo diet, but you also have to make sure that you're addressing the foundations. So again, looking backwards, reverse engineering, looking for the cause of the cause of the cause. Some of the other things, we already talked about paleo. Keto carnivore is a really popular diet for people who have issues with histamines and oxalates. So, you know, that could be something that you could look at too. And then there's a lot of people that need a low sulfur diet. So maybe eggs, garlic, onions are showing up for you. Again, start asking the questions. Do you need it? Do you not need it? Low sulfur correlates with Sibo as well, methylation. Often these symptoms will mimic histamine and heavy metals. Oxalates will bind to heavy metals. So again, go back to heavy metals and minerals. What is going on there? So there are quite a few heavy metals here showing up. Let's go back to minerals. And I believe when I flashed through it, minerals were problematic. So again, I would be asking, yep, minerals. So it looks like we need to remineralize this person first, which again goes back to one of the 10 foundations. That would be where I would start with the foundations. But how do I know what diet I need? So here's what you can do. Go to supplements and therapies. Let me see if I already have this done for this client. Hopefully I did. So you can just create a category. And I did, of diets. So these are the common ones that I run through with clients. So you can go up to the plus arrow here. Let's see, low sulfur. I don't have Sibo in here. So let's just add Sibo. So I'm just going to do SIBO. And I'm going to make sure it goes into the diet category. And I'm just going to hit save. So now I've added that. Okay. So that's the first place you need to go. Supplements and therapies, add it in. And then I'm going to go back to quick scan. I'm going to hit custom because I am simply just doing diets for right now to see what is coming up. And we've got low histamine here. So again, some of the stuff that we've already been talking about is actually being reflected. Now, you're going to be like, but there's 4 diets there. How do I know which one? Okay, you can muscle test if you'd like, or you can take the information that we just discussed, and my intuition's telling me we need low histamine because all the markers are showing up. Now, there are quite a few similarities. We already talked about the similarities between paleo and autoimmune paleo and Mediterranean. What are the similarities? You're eating lots of proteins and you're eating lots of fats, and you're minimizing or determining what your carb tolerance is or the type of carbs that you're eating. So you could be on a paleo diet, but eating low histamine foods. You could be on autoimmune paleo, but eating low histamine foods. You could be on Mediterranean, but eating low histamine foods. Okay, so that's how you can start problem solving and navigating through what it is exactly that you need. Personally, just based on the markers that I briefly rushed through, I would put this person on a low histamine diet. So there's a lot of ways that you can learn how to do this. One is this is what we teach at Kimberly Quantum University. I have 2 certification courses. One is the bioenergetic practitioner. The other is the bundled. You could become a certified holistic health practitioner plus bioenergetic practitioner all in one. I teach you how to do all this. There's PowerPoints, there's PDFs, there's checklists. There is literally everything that you need listed, from how to start a scan, how to navigate through the scan, how to connect the dots, even wellness. I hate to say protocols, but there's wellness plans in there for a starting point if you do not know where to start with someone. So we have independent study like that. We also have, if you're in our team Agape, our Solex team, a lot of this is already in our free course. The PowerPoint on food sensitivities and connecting the dots, as well as all of my PDFs on how to link all the foods together, are already in there for free. If you need concierge hand-holding, one-to-one practitioner support, that is what our 12-week program does. Our 12-week program is a nervous system reset mentorship. It is a mentorship. It is not us fixing you. It is you coming in, and we are teaching you all the basic foundations to heal, how to help heal and seal your gut. We teach you how to do detoxification the correct way, because most people are doing it wrong, which is why they stay sick or they get sick as soon as they start a detox. The other thing that we do that many programs do not do is we actually teach you how to alchemize your emotions. We teach you how to address your limiting beliefs that are keeping you stuck. We teach you how to do limbic retraining, and we teach you how to rewire your brain. Again, all of these tools are tools that we are teaching that will give you lifelong skills to be able to navigate your own health should something come up in the future or should something flare, because we all know healing is a journey. Our 12-week program is just dipping your toe in the water into that world and us teaching you and empowering you how to take back control of your health and learn how to be your own doctor, because you can. So we've got 3 different ways of working with us. You can join our Solex team and be part of our bigger purpose of helping educate the world and help them understand that they can heal. We've got our 12-week program if you feel like you need more customized one-to-one support with a practitioner guiding you. Or you can learn all of this independently on your own in our university courses, or you can decide to get certified and start helping everyone else. So hopefully this quick Zoom has helped. I know it's a crash course. The courses that I have go way more in depth. So if this is something that you're looking for, I will put the respective links in the YouTube comments video so that you know where to go find things. And again, if anyone needs anything, I'm going to still be doing some more videos. There is actually lots of free education on all of my YouTubes or in the YouTube playlists. And I look forward to doing our next video. Have a fantastic day.